Hello out there in cryptocurrency land. Welcome back to Real Crypto, where we take the markets one leg at a time while keeping the market cycle in mind. And we had a bit of a pattern that we broke out of here. Looks like a little bit yesterday and finally fell out of it today. This larger symmetrical triangle pattern that we've been building in Bitcoin for a couple of weeks now. We had the spike though down here to the 3460 level. That's the note on there right there for my newsletter. And we subsequently put in this rising trend line here. We broke that. Like I said yesterday, tested it on the late session yesterday and overnight. Looks like we fell all the way down through. Now in the power hour this morning, we were chatting kind of towards the lows there, and looks like we were going to break. We instead bounced, and now it looks like we're trying to roll over right now. So at this stage of the game, in my opinion, what's happening is this: the break that occurred here at 6,000. I don't think too many people actually thought that was going to happen. A lot of people, said they were taking long positions. A lot of people were hodling positions and not really looking at the market. And then when it breaks, as hard and as fast as it did, it basically ran down here to $3,600 in the course of, I think it was 10 days, which is pretty aggressive. I believe it was over a 40% drop in about 10 days. We subsequently bounced. The bounce was on pretty anemic volume from a perspective of what we had during the sell-off. And we really had a failure to get over what was a pretty meaningless high, to be honest with you. We didn't overtake the previous high, which allowed for this declining trend line. And then ever since then, we had one minor bounce and really nothing after that. No minor bounces here at all. In fact, you can see the increased volume as we move lower. Let me draw that trend line in case you guys can't see it. And what this indicates is a typical selling increase. I already have a couple trend lines here drawn actually for the price, and you can see the general increase in the downtrend coming down from this level, and that pretty much implies a perfectly happy selling going lower. You see the shorts on Bitcoin rising a little bit, but not a tremendous amount. And a couple members of the Real Crypto community, we talked about this today. Are shorts too high? Can we move lower with a very high short environment? If you go back historically, it hasn't had the best track record. Now, this is also a tool that people haven't been using for a tremendous amount of time, so we don't have a lot of historical data. But from what you can decipher from here, if you notice where we finally broke here, the shorts were actually at a low point, and we have since moved to a high point as those shorts have become profitable. The larger traders holding those positions, and they seem to be very patient with those. And in theory, that patience will be rewarded. And at this stage of the game, I actually anticipate those patients to be rewarded, because even if the shorts rise from here and even overtake this high, you will see some short covering, but you still have a lot of shorts in very good profitability. So I think they can withhold a little bit of up and down in this area. The question right now is that everyone's asking, will we drop through this 3460 level? I know a lot of people bought the bottom right there. I'm sorry if you did, but there's definitely volatility ahead. Like I said in a couple of my previous videos, expect volatility. But we are in an egregious bear trend and an egregious downtrend. Even though we will get some bounces, there is no bottoming formation down here at this stage of the game. So even if we double bottom here and bounce up out of it, it probably will just be to another level, which would be a great shorting opportunity for Bitcoin. And a lot of the other top altcoins actually even have worse sentiment than Bitcoin has right now. If you guys haven't noticed, XRP recently undercutting recent lows, unlike Bitcoin, which has not done that. Ethereum as well, undercutting recent lows, actually on increased volume, which does not bode well for the coin. Bitcoin Cash has just been literally falling apart. You've never heard me say a coin is dying, and you probably never will hear me say a coin is dying. But if a coin were to die, this is exactly what it would look like. It would look exactly like Bitcoin Cash. So you're not going to hear me say that, but this is what it would look like if it was happening. XLM finally falling apart after holding up for a tremendous amount of time. It was holding in a larger symmetrical triangle, which is what this orange line is here. And we were holding a higher trend line here. But since that fell apart, XLM has finally rolled over out of those patterns as well. Bitcoin Cash, Satoshi's Vision, whatever you want to call it, name-wise, BSV, actually is the only thing bullish on this chart other than Tether. Tether's looking pretty good. But BSV right there, triangle, declining wedge right here, declining pennant, whatever you want to call it, declining triangle, popping out there on some pretty good volume. And so far, it's looking like it may want to continue its run. I'm not necessarily trading this name at this time, but these are huge percentage moves, guys, right here out of this trend line, 75% to the ultimate high there. So you could have a very good percentage move in BSV. It's up 23 as I'm speaking right now, and it's the only thing even close to up that high. I'm not sure if everyone's rolling out of Bcash into BSV. I don't know exactly the market dynamics at play here, but that would make a little bit of sense. Just due to the nature between the two forks, I guess, if you will, and the hash war and things of that nature. But just from a strictly charting perspective, Bitcoin Cash looks like complete hot garbage, and BSV actually looking pretty good. So if we can get over those recent highs, maybe a possibility of a run in tow there. EOS just falling and just crashing. Just really another. If a coin were to be dying, it would look like EOS and Bitcoin Cash. Okay, Litecoin not really so much dying. Looks a lot like Bitcoin. Actually, as we're speaking, looks like it may want to tumble right there. I've got some obligations, so I probably will not be able to go live if we have a big break. But Litecoin right now actually poking down to that prior low level. Let's see if Bitcoin's doing the same thing. Bitcoin's actually, broke down even as I'm making this video. So we'll see if that volume picks up through this trend line here. Things could be in danger. So going back to Litecoin, yeah, these are areas where bounces could occur, but you can see the orange average volume starting to slightly increase there. It's not as apparent if you draw a trend line here, but things are kind of breaking down a little bit as I'm speaking. Cardano already undercut recent lows. XMR has already undercut recent lows. Looks like late yesterday. Tron was looking pretty good. Looks like it's just grinding lower here. IOTA also undercut recent lows. So everything is undercutting recent lows, giving you a clue of the direction that the market wants to go. NEO, remember when I was talking about single-digit NEO guys back here? Look at that. Now we're $6 NEO. That is a tremendous move for what was once a big leader in the markets. Now NEO just another crap coin according to the price action, at least. And it's very dangerous territory, guys. This is a situation where you don't want to be playing hero, catching any falling knives. You really want to stay defensive. Actually, shorts at this stage of the game aren't looking too bad with the stop over recent consolidations. Would be a fairly prudent trade. There's some people that are going to want to catch these knives, but at some point those traders go away, and then we end up with those egregious sell-offs, which do lead to capitulation. And if you guys do want to know what capitulation looks like, I didn't anticipate doing this, so I got to look it up. But go to YouTube. Go to YouTube and search 12-22. Real crypto, and the first video that pops up is my live video that I recorded of the 12/22/17, which was a capitulative day in cryptocurrencies, and I actually catch the minute that it capitulates. In the description of that video, you can go ahead and just fast forward to the part where you really want to see the actual capitulative move itself. It's a 2-hour live stream. The market was failing, and I was live for pretty much the entire move. So you can go ahead and check that out if you want to. And just to let you guys know, there have been some tradable opportunities in the market. If you guys have been involved in the past couple of weeks, you'll notice that we had some pretty extreme moves, and actually we caught a majority of them here in the power hour. We were able to catch BNB's recent move, where we took it from about the 12,500 Satoshi level, actually issued sell signals up here to about 16,000 Satoshi. So that was a pretty nice move in BNB. Actually able to catch waves. We were on top of waves before people knew waves was waves. As a matter of fact, we were looking at it over here when it was about 2,700 Satoshis. It had a couple sell signals up along the way, even up here at 3,900. But if you were to hold with it and use these trend line signals that we talk about, you could have actually been in it when we really said this was a great selling opportunity up here towards the 5,500 Satoshi level. So a huge move there in waves if you guys were able to catch that. But those are really those are the two biggest winners that we actually caught here live in the Real Crypto Power Hour. Some tradable opportunities. They are out there. They're few and far between. But if you know what to look for and are actually able to kind of hawk the charts, and you guys do have to do the trades as well, there are some opportunities to be had. Not right now because the market looks like it wants to break down. But when we do quiet down, things are able to. You're going to find some tradable opportunities. And Bitcoin It's like falling a little bit more even as we speak. See the breakdown candle right there, falling down from that low right there. High volume like this causes bottoms, breakouts, and tops, and this looks like a breakout bar. So we'll see what happens as we get down here towards the white line. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's about all I got to say. I would say stay defensive. Short the market if you want to have any kind of trade at this stage of the game. Maybe look at BSV. If you guys do want a little bit more in-depth information, I do cover the markets every single day in my Real Crypto Power Hour. You can go to my website, real-crypto.com. Services, the link is also in the description. You can sign up here if you want to. We do send out a daily newsletter as well as talk about the market every single day, go over trading strategies, any trade that you guys were curious about. Or if you guys just want a little mentor session, we can do that live 7 days a week on my website. So thanks for joining me today, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time.